Because they'll let any idiot have a podcast.
You're listening to Otto's Powerhouse. Otto's Powerhouse. You're listening to Otto's Powerhouse.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Powerhouse. This is Pato's Powerhouse, your host, Pato the Ghostwriter, Pato Morningstar, whichever, whatever. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well, enjoying good health as you're listening to this episode. It's been hard to sit down and record, because all there is to talk about right now is COVID-19, coronavirus that. We had our first death here in Arizona, so it's kind of like sinking in, like, man, this shit is fucked up. It's real. Now, I didn't really want to talk about COVID-19, but it's like every time we get behind a fucking microphone, it's just there. Everybody's like talking about it. It's ever present in our minds. And then there's the fucking anger issues that come knowing that it's COVID-19, which means they knew about it since 2019, and they just let us go about our happy little lives like nothing is wrong. And now that it's out of hand, now it's a tragedy, right? And it is a big fucking tragedy. But if they would have warned us before, before they fucking sold their stocks and before they, I don't know. K-Dog and I are big conspiracy theory, fans or whatever. So to me, all this shit seems orchestrated. Now, the worst thing is, finding out that there's a book written in 1981 by Dean Koontz that describes this shit down to a T. That is fucking crazy. Seriously, what the fuck? It's either we have time travelers or some motherfucker read the book and got inspired and said, you know what, let's schedule that for 2020. People that have, let's just say, a certain elite group that we all talk about. We don't all talk about, but we know that there's elite people with lots of money that control governments. A lot of the times, we vote, and that's why I find it hilarious when people get into passionate arguments about politics, because I see the left wing and the right wing belong to the same motherfucking bird. So there's somebody else controlling, and I figure, I don't know, there's always all these talks about elite groups who want to control, the population, I don't know, I've heard things like the Ebola and all those other were just like test runs to get this shit going, and I guess they got it running, they got it right this time around. I don't know. Like I said, people talk, and these are desperate times when people are just, we have nothing better to do than sit at home and just be thinking about shit that could be going on. Why is this happening? And then there's all the people, some of us, that our jobs are considered essential and we have to continue working. So a big shout out, first of all, to all the healthcare workers, all the cops, all the firefighters, all the security guards who are out there still doing their job because they have to. We have to keep going, right? Big shout out to you. All I'm saying, if I'm saying anything, is that when we get through this, we need to get together and do a big rave like in the fucking Matrix. No, that's just me talking out of, trying to find humor, make sense, but there is no humor right now. All our entertainment has been postponed. Some good things, as far as, and I wouldn't say good things, but they were released to digital so you can stream them if you have the capabilities to do so. There are people that their phone is the only internet at home. I know people that's it. So maybe, like I said, we're trying to do our best not to lose it, be there for everyone. but it's hard. I mean, because the more you hear about it, the more you read about it. I mean, you start thinking like, oh shit, I was feeling like that the other day. Maybe I got it. Maybe I've been exposed. Although to all the panicky people, this is what I've been telling them, and it's not because Pato's a doomsday, whatever, sayer or fanatic, or I don't enjoy saying this, but I keep repeating, look, these motherfuckers knew about it since last year, and they let us go about our happy little lives. So there is a big possibility that we've already come across the shit. I'm just saying. Here in Arizona, the first casualty, I'm a 50-year-old man. We don't have all the information. That just happened today. And, I mean, that's some serious shit. I mean, what the fuck? Sitting at home with your kids, trying to make the best of it, and hoping when they make eye contact with you that whatever it is they're going to ask, hoping that it's not asking you that, are we going to be okay? Or how, I mean, some of them, are enjoying the fact that hey, we're out of school. But even that, eventually, it's hard not to. They get on the internet, they come across shit, people talk, There's always those relatives that sometimes make it over to the house, although we've been pretty good about trying not to visit people because, well, only when it's absolutely necessary. I got my elderly mom that it's been over a week since I've seen her, and once I went to visit, then I started hearing all this shit. I was like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have gone. Because I have 2 jobs. Both of those jobs are in areas where there's a lot of people that could have easily done something that, and I'm not going to say something stupid, like people say, oh, well, they did something stupid and they got it. No, they were just living their lives like anybody else. People go on vacations, people go shopping, people gather together for parties. And especially when we have no knowledge that something like this is going on, we just carry on like nothing. So there's a lot of people that might have been infected. So I started thinking, shit, I need to keep my distance, but it's so fucking hard. Then, I've always said tomorrow's not promised to anyone, right? I always close my show telling you to live each day like it's your last one. It fucking sucks to know that now. I've always told you that because I truly believe that. That tomorrow's not promised to anyone. So it could be me, it could be anybody. But when we live under these conditions, under this fear, it fucking sucks to know that when I'm telling you to do that, there's a little bit more weight to it now than ever before. Because today could be your last day. So I'm not signing off right now, but I am telling you to make it a point to enjoy your family. Those people that have Skype capabilities, Skype with your family, talk to them on the phone, text with them. Let's try to do this, try to follow directions. Unfortunately, some of us have to work because our jobs are considered essential. And we're out there. But those of you, and I know situation's tough. People losing their jobs, and I really hope that, really hope that the business sector will not be greedy fucks, and they will understand and they will extend payments, for as long as necessary. Because a lot of these people, this week and a half, 2 weeks that we've gone through this, maybe some people are not working and they work in an environment where they don't work, that's it. They don't collect anything. And they can't afford to buy. A lot of people didn't go hoarding like the ones that did, which is fucking ridiculous. A lot of us, let's face it, we live paycheck to paycheck. So any disruption of shit like this could really damage a lot of people. And not to mention, if you're still hoarding shit, come on, quit that shit. Quit being such a stupid moron. And yeah, I call you a fucking moron. You can go yelling to your mom that Pato's being an asshole again. But fuck you if you're still hoarding things. Now that I said that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell what I always tell you, because well, I gotta get back to do whatever it is I'm doing, whatever it is so essentially that I must be doing. And you guys make the most of it. We will get through this. It is tough. I wish I had answers. All I have, like I said, Pato, I'm very anti-religious. And when I say that, a lot of people are like, well, you fucking heathen. Look, when I say I'm anti-religious, it's the whole religious system, the way it is. Let's face it. I don't believe in tithing so that the preacher can buy a fucking jet plane. Okay, I don't believe in tithing so that the preacher can have a fucking European vacation. Although right now you can't, motherfuckers. And as you can see, my language is something that a lot of people. Well, you shouldn't be talking like that. And quite honestly, right now, the way I see it is. You can use regular everyday words to cut down and destroy a human being. Far worse than if you just say, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, fuck. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not. Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm not kidding. Right now, I'm being serious as a motherfucking heart attack. You know, this times are different. I never thought I would see this. It's like a movie scene written by a man named Stephen King. That's an old song, an old hip hop song from Frosty. Those are lyrics from that. Uh, like I said, gospel rapper again. Like I said, I'm not against God, anti-God. Do I believe there's a God? Yes. And I believe He's in control? Yes. Why do bad things happen? I don't know. You see, He gave us free will, so I don't know. I believe in that thing. Like I can't complain about things happening when we've been given free will. We're not these little robots that just worship, worship, worship. I mean, you can choose not to if you want to. You don't have to. He gave you free will. You can choose whatever. You can spit in His face and choose a different God. And I mean, all we know is that He gave us free will. So a lot of the things that happen in this world, we've put them in motion, I believe. It's our responsibility because we have free will to do as we please. I'm just saying. That's my belief. But do I believe that there's a higher power? Yes. And I am putting my faith and praying for each and every one of you. My faith doesn't require you to believe. Don't be calling me Morpheus here. But anyway, all I'm saying is that I don't care what you believe in or don't believe in. I'm praying for the entire world right now. And a lot of religious nuts like I would have been at one point in time. Well, you say bad words. God isn't listening to you. You'd be surprised. And I want to see that day when we're all face to face with Him so that we can see what the reality of all this, all that religious mumbo jumbo that a lot of humans created just to control other human beings, will be washed away. I mean, when I read the Jesus story in the Bible, I just see that He came down and He kept tearing things down, little systems that the elite group of rabbis had set up. And He was basically threatening their livelihood. So crucify Him, right? I'm just saying. Well, this is not a religious show by any means, but I just wanted to let y'all know, because a lot of times when I say I'm praying for all of you, and somebody might turn around and be like, but what the fuck? You said you're anti-religious. I'm anti-religious, not anti-God. Don't be so stupid. And yeah, I'm being an asshole again. But I love y'all. Live each day like it's your last one, because it very well could be. Definitely take the time to be with your loved ones. I mean, if you're quarantined, you have no choice. I mean, get to know those people. I joke around here at work telling people that, I don't want to be home because I don't really know those people. They scare me. But reality is, I make sure that I tell each and every single one of my family members, including the ones that aren't close to me, that I love them. That's what social media is good for, instead of just spreading gossip and bullshit and fighting over what color this motherfucking dress